it with music, beautiful music. Hello, I'm Fred Miller, and this is yet another lecture in song. And before we talk about a couple long hairs who went magnificently lowbrow, specifically we're talking about Vernon Duke and Kurt Weill. A little bit about me. I was born in Albuquerque and loved classical music. I was a highbrow at a very early age. Loved Bach, Beethoven, and Brahms. Loved grand opera, and had a great classical teacher who encouraged all that. And then, right on my 13th birthday, the Beatles arrived in America. So I was very happy to share my love for classical music, sort of made room for the great rock songs of the 60s as well. And that would go on through high school. So the summer after I graduated, a friend showed me an article about a big rock festival taking place in upstate New York. And the lineup was so incredible, we both said, well, we've got to go. And we were up for an adventure. And so the two of us hitchhiked most of the way from New Mexico to the Woodstock Festival. Even managed to show up in the poster, squeezing out my sleeping bag there. But that was it for rock music. I was due to go to college that fall, went very briefly. I knew I wanted to be a musician, but I didn't know how that was going to look. I was never attracted to being a rock musician, maybe a folk musician. I didn't feel I was cut out to be a classical musician. That would be too hard somehow or the other. Didn't know. So I left college after a few months and toured around the country in my VW Bug, finally settled in Greenwich Village, and at some point somebody gave me an album of Ella Fitzgerald singing Cole Porter. That was it, though what they call now the Great American Songbook. Gershwin, Porter, Kern, Rogers, Berlin, Fred Astaire, Judy Garland, Ethel Merman, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby. I knew that was my music, it still is, and as a means to playing it, performing it, I didn't want to just do songs. I wanted to make a sort of a story, a saga, a lecture, if you will, out of it. And so each lecture and song is about a profile of a great personality or some aspect of American popular song. Initially, I thought I would be restricted to just the performers and the songwriters, two categories. But then over the years, it managed to just expand naturally to 7 categories. And now I have 75 different lectures in song, each one described in detail at fredmillermusic.com, with a few more planned eventually, but not yet. Just in the process here of doing other things. But this one definitely falls into the category of songwriters. I call it Old World, New World. Europe's classical composers go American pop mainstream. We're talking about Vernon Duke and Kurt Weill. Before we focus on them, I mean, these two guys here. Vernon Duke and then Kurt Weill. There were classical musicians that really preceded them in America, making a real impact on American music, but with pretty much, though, sticking to the kind of their classical roots. 3 classically trained Europeans come to mind. They created what we call the golden age of operetta. The first, most prominent initially, was Victor Herbert, born in 1859, lived till 1924. He was a cellist who came to work at the Metropolitan Opera, I guess, and his wife was a singer. And eventually he would compose something like 90 operettas, among them Toyland, Toyland, little girl and boyland, while you dwell within it, you are ever happy then. Childhood's joyland, mystic merry Toyland, once you pass its borders you can ne'er return again. Appropriate words for the innocence of the time, certainly. Early 20th century pop culture was lacy valentines and pure romance. Sweet summer breeze, whispering trees, star shining softly above, roses in bloom, wafted perfume, sleepy birds dreaming of love, waltzes, operetta, exotic locations, more exotic characters. I mean, sometimes not even so exotic. You have these crazy Italians dancing around in New Orleans in Naughty Marietta. Zing, 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 boom, boom, eh. Zing, 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 mandolina's gay. Zing, 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 boom, boom, eh. La, 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 zing, boom, eh. Tra, la, 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 zing, boom, eh. Many of these are still so popular, or at least became very popular, thanks to the movies of Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy in the 1930s. The second of the great